What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about Deandre Hopkins getting traded from the Tennessee Titans to the Kansas City Chiefs. If you get the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. It does help out the channel a ton. And let's get into the video. In the NFL this year, there has been a lot of wide receiver movement. You had Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, and now Deandre Hopkins. And the Kansas City Chiefs were in the market for a wide receiver. I think they really needed to go out there and get another piece for this puzzle, for another weapon for Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, they're down Rashid Rice for the season, and Hollywood Brown potentially for the season. We don't know yet. So it's really hard for Kansas City to have the weapons to really compete like we have seen them, and they've kind of struggled on the offensive side of the ball. Patrick Mahomes has kind of as well. So they definitely needed more weapons, and DeAndre Hopkins, a veteran wide receiver, kind of older guy, but he can come in and do some nice stuff with Patrick Mahomes in there, I believe. And they only gave up a 4th-round pick for him. A 5th round, it can convert into a 4th round apparently. So not a ton given up. So I think it's a really good trade. They were in on either Cooper Kupp or DeAndre Hopkins, and they got the deal done with DeAndre Hopkins instead of Cooper Kupp, potentially. Because a lot of people thought Cooper Kupp, which he's probably the next wide receiver to get traded soon. A lot of people thought Cooper Kupp was going to go to Kansas. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're undefeated, but it doesn't really feel like they're undefeated. They've struggled on offense. They have a tremendous defense. But Patrick Mahomes, he's made a lot of mistakes with interceptions, and Travis Kelce, he's a good player, but, I think they need more offensively. And if this team's fully healthy, I don't think you need a DeAndre Hopkins, but bringing in a DeAndre Hopkins type of player, I think people forget who he is. And maybe he isn't his prime version of him, but he's still a good wide receiver and probably be wide receiver number 1 for this team. I mean, no disrespect to Juju Smith-Schuster, but when he's like one of your main guys, you really have to look at yourself and we have to make a move to get better at that spot with the injuries that we're dealing with. And then for the Tennessee Titans, I think it's an interesting deal. Obviously, this is a team that's not really in win-now phase. They have a lot of young players. I think they're in a rebuild mode, and I think getting some draft capital back for DeAndre Hopkins was huge. So I think it worked out well with them. So we'll see what kind of makes out of that. I think they needed to get rid of Hopkins. I think it's fair to let him go to a contender and let him compete to win a Super Bowl, because clearly they weren't going to do that in Tennessee. But yeah, I think it's a win-win trade for both. I think it fits the Titans' needs and it fits the Kansas City Chiefs' needs. And he's a guy that's going to be an impactful player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And as they get healthier, even he's going to be one of those main guys that's going to do some nice stuff. I mean, Xavier Worthy is really good, but he's a rookie, so it's hard to expect him to be the guy. So bringing in Hopkins really makes Kansas City look a little bit more dangerous with their injuries that they're dealing with. Bringing him in, I think he could be incredibly good, and I'm really excited to see what he looks like with Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. So does this move Kansas City? Does this make him really dangerous? I don't know if it makes them significantly better than what they are, but it does improve them. That wide receiver room, I think it does make them a little bit more dangerous. But, with their injuries, it makes sense to do this. And I do think that they are quietly going to be continue to move and win games. Even though it hasn't been pretty, like I said, I think they will continue to, do their thing. And with DeAndre Hopkins there, I think he'll add on to that and make it a little bit smoother and better. A veteran guy like that is always going to help a team, win football games. Yeah, that'll do it for me. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. It does help out the channel a ton. And then I'll see you guys later. Peace.